Joining me right now in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Senator, great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you.
Who would you like to see in that leadership role in the Senate?
You know, it's a great question. I like to see someone leading the Senate who is willing and able to work hand in glove with President Trump. We need a majority in the Senate that understands putting America first is working with President Trump. Our priorities should start with closing the southern border. It should continue on having the next wave of tax cuts that gives Americans their money back. And then we should make sure that we have law and order in our streets. That's not the person, John or John, it's the concept that President Trump will lead our country to a brighter future, and we must have a new majority leader who wants to work hand in glove with Donald Trump.
You know, while President Trump was meeting with the family of Laken Riley, who was murdered by an illegal who crossed into this country in September of 2022, according to the FBI, President Biden was apologizing for calling that person an illegal. I don't understand this. Can you explain it?
No one can explain that. Talk about disgusting. Joe Biden is more worried about using the word illegal or undocumented. The word he should use is murderer. Here we have Donald Trump, our president, sitting down with Laken Riley's family, and you have Joe Biden apologizing for what word he used. We need a president who's serious about saving American lives by closing the southern border with a Trump wall. We need a president who is serious about saving American lives by reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy. Maria, we need a president who is serious enough about saving 70,000 Americans who are dying to fentanyl by getting serious and tough on our border. We don't need a president who's going to backstep and apologize for using the word illegal versus undocumented when the word he should just use is murderer. That is disrespectful to the Riley family, and I'm so thankful that President Trump sat down with the family and made the commitment that I would make as well, which is simply, we will close our southern border and save the sons and daughters of this nation by putting America first.
How would you assess the State of the Union, sir?
Long and wicked. He went on forever. I can't think of a worse person to give a long speech than Joe Biden. Wicked in that I heard a socialist utopia emerging in his words. He's giving away money to student loans. He's giving away money for welfare programs. He's giving away money for the climate. All I heard was give away, give away, give away, and tax more. That is antithetical to who we are as Americans. What Americans want is the ability to control their own future. That requires having their money back. That's why we were better off under President Trump. In 2017, he led the greatest tax cuts in the history of our nation, over $2.3 trillion going back to Americans and in their pockets. So we had the lowest unemployment, we had low inflation, but we had high enthusiasm, high optimism. Success, Maria, breeds more success. And that's why African Americans, Hispanics, and women voters are coming back to the GOP because we have a leader. We have a leader at the top of the mountain that says we can all do better.
Do you believe the black community will come out for Trump this November?
I have never seen the type of enthusiasm for a Republican presidential candidate that I'm seeing right now for President Donald Trump. 40% of African-American men are willing to vote for President Trump. Why? Because they had more money in their pockets, we had more law and order in the streets, and we had a greater future for our kids. Listen, President Trump is a president that says every child in every zip code deserves a quality education. President Trump is a president who says every neighborhood deserves more police, not defund the police, but let's refund, respect, and have our officers where they're needed the most. We as a people, the American people love that. But African Americans are devastated by migrant crime. We're seeing African American kids staying home from school in New York City so they can put illegal immigrants in the schools. We're watching Colorado and Denver specifically zero out paychecks so illegal immigrants can have more money. That's devastating poor communities. President Trump stands with a backbone and says, not on my watch.
Senator, I was struck by AG Merrick Garland's comments recently. He gave a speech and he said that he is going to vow to stop voter ID laws. He said it's discriminatory, partly against the black community. What's wrong with having an ID to vote? And why is this attorney general so bent on enforcing no ID when you go to the voting booth?
Well, listen, he disrespects the black community with his race baiting. Here's what he's suggesting, that we are too dumb, stupid, or poor to be able to get a photo ID to vote. Let me ask you a question, Maria. Have you ever had to show a voter ID or an ID to get on a plane or to cash a check or to check out of your grocery store? Of course you can. Of course you have. And of course you should. We want Joe Biden fired so Merrick Garland goes out with him the next day. We should all want voter ID. Why? Because it makes sure that we protect the American process of voting. Here's what we know from the 2022 election in Georgia. They changed the law. Voter ID is still the law of the land, and they had the highest turnout, and Republicans still won all across the state. We know you can have voter ID, voter integrity.
Senator, it's a great point. Obviously, he's making room for the illegals coming into this country. It's great to have this conversation with you, sir. We will continue to follow it. Thank you for being here.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.